First of all, I just want to, thanks everybody that came out to the game. I thought it was a moment in there where the game was even, and I thought the fans and the students did a great job of uplifting us. We're going to need that all year long. I thought we talked about a couple things before the game. We talked about controlling the tempo. I thought we did that. The game was in the 60s for us. That's where we needed it to be. We talked about being tough. This is a team that they dominate the backboard. For us to be able to win the backboard today was something that we were proud of. And then we talked about being together. And I thought our guys, everybody that came in the game made a play, right? And they made a play to help us win the game. And, sometimes it's a tractor pull. Guess what? You're going to have a lot of those when we're around here. That's how we play with defensive team. So embracing the defensive side of the ball is something that we really we talk about daily. So when we held them to 34%, that's great. We need to be able to defensively rebound the ball in those moments. We wouldn't like the foul as much, but that's a part of the game as well.
Coach, you preached defense and talked about this being a defensive team first, and would you say defense won your game today?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought, understanding the game plan, we say KYP, knowing your personnel is very, very important. So, they play so fast. Sometimes you have matchups that's cross, and I thought our guys, even our bigs, did a good job trying to defend guards when it was a mismatch, and our guards battled down there on the boards to try to, box out and someone else come clean it up. But, it's not beautiful basketball to the fans sometimes, but it's like the best thing I ever seen when we play that way, and it's physical and it's a beautiful place outside. But when you come into HTC, it's gonna be a little rough sometimes, right? And we want the game to be that way.
Before people got to see you coaching this team in today's first game, we saw you pounding the pavement with the Nightmare of Elm Street, like have up the halls. How do you feel it's important to interact with the Coastal Nation before you get into that coaching space?
Yeah, I think, I may be the head coach here, but it's literally the students' school. It's their team. It's the community's team. It's Teal Nation. So for us to be able to go out and do things in the community, even something little as having kids camp in the summer, like interacting, making sure our guys are visible, because they are human beings. Sometimes we think they're robots and they don't make mistakes, but we just want to let them know that we're human. We want to play as hard. We want to represent them in the best way possible and give them something to cheer for. And I thought they were excellent tonight.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about the students a little bit earlier, the fans, but the student section really showed out, caused a lot of missed free throws, held Western Michigan at 60% free throw, and it came into play, especially in the second half. Just what can you say about the Conway today? Yeah,
I thought the Conway was great. I know something popped up there. It was it Miss It for a Biscuit or something, or Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
And man, everybody went crazy for that. You can tell you, boy, college kids do anything for some free food. So, but no, they were awesome. And I think we're going to need them all year. And I think, slowly but surely, they'll see that it's a team that's going to fight hard every single night. And the results will be the results at time, but we need them. We need them. Our guys work extremely hard. We push those guys every single day. So to have our students come out and support them how they did tonight, we're very, very grateful.
Yeah, and then 9 guys scored tonight, and only had one guy over 30 minutes. I know it's the first game, but what did you learn about your team tonight in terms of its depth?
Yeah, I think it's, we talked about being together. We always talk about the power of the unit. We had guys step up and make plays. Everybody that came in the game made a winning play, right? And it's not going to be perfect. We try to get those guys to understand that. I thought Mabor, in his 6 minutes, he came in and played. He was great. He defended the rim. He blocked the shot. He defensive rebound. He fouled hard. You know what I mean? Like, those things seem little, but those little things matter. And I thought Henry, our captain, came in and played great. I mean, he led us in rebounding. He wanted the ball. When he got open looks, he made open shots. We're playing without our starting point guard. We played some guys out of position. But that's the game, man. Like, dudes what came here to play college basketball. Like, there's no time for complaining and making excuses or any of those things. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. What they care is that you play hard as you possibly can and you compete and you together. And I thought our guys did that. When we do that, we'll give ourselves a chance to win.
You probably look for scoring some this year. Is Ronald Jones? Is that
Rashid. Yeah.
I'm trying to learn all the names
Yeah,
myself.
Yeah.
He's the guy you brought back from, you'd had him in Western.
Yeah.
Is that somebody that looks like you may be able to rely on in the key moments of games? And have the ball in his hands?
Yeah, I think we truthfully one of the teams that we'll have 4 or 5 guys that'll be able to do that, right? And tonight it was him. You know, Jordan Battle didn't shoot the ball great, had some great looks. One night it'll be him. One night it'll be Zale. One night it'll be Big Fella that makes some plays. Henry tonight made some plays late. You know, so Nas came in, had a bucket late with a minute and some change left. Like, so we preach the power of the unit because now it's hard to scout for because anybody that comes in can make plays. I think you do need someone down the stretch that you can focus on and that can make plays. Rasheed was obviously one of those guys for us tonight. He can make one-on-one plays. He can play in pick and roll. He can create for others. So we have a bunch of guys that are sort of unproven, right? And they have an opportunity. They have an opportunity to sort of carve out what it's going to look like for them. And we're just playing the guys that whatever you do in practice, that's what you get to do in the game.
You mentioned you want to play at a slow pace. I'm sure you didn't want to play at quite the slow pace where you're pushing the shot clock a lot.
No, that's fine.
In the second half. So is that something you want to maybe get a couple shots off with less than a second left on the shot?
No, that's fine. For us, it's truthfully, it's fine for us. Like controlling the tempo, controlling the game, it can get frustrating, right? So you playing this kind of game and a team comes down and shoot quick, they miss, and we run it down and we score at the buzzer. They come down and shoot quick, and we come down and run. It's hard to guard that way, right? So it's a strategy that we come up with. Our staff is, I mean, I'm telling you, they're elite coming up with the game plan. That was the game plan we had for the night because they played an exhibition game that scored 90 points. I don't think we have 90 points on our bench. You know what I mean? So, like, we have to make sure we put the game plan that's best for us.
I just want to ask you a couple players. DA sat out. He's got some type of injury?
Yeah, just dealing with some. He's working to get back. You know, hopefully he'll be back soon. You know, he's sort of day to day. That's what they told him. You know, maybe he could have pushed it today, but it's the first game of the season, man. We want to make sure our guys are healthy, and we can get him out there when he's ready to go at 100%.
And then the other players. So you only inherited 2 guys, and one of them, I've been told you're going to redshirt for the year.
Braden's redshirting this year, just for him to be able to get a little bit stronger, be in the system, and get better. You know what I mean? I know he had a great freshman year in that system. He was great about it, just being able to come in. And I said, man, redshirting is hard sometimes. You know who else redshirted? Rasheed Jones, right? He did a year on that. Look at him now, right? The game slows down for him. He got a little bit stronger, knows how to make plays a little bit better. And Braden took that challenge, so we're gonna just give him a roadmap, let him do his job, and in the spring he'll be on deck.
You said it's important to focus on the little things. Like, what have you been preaching to them during practice about those little things? How do you feel like they delivered today?
Yeah, I think free throws, taking care of the basketball, execution, communication. We practice sometimes. We practice. There's nobody in there. Today it was a little loud in those moments, right? And so the communication is huge. It's like I told my son a story of if I was standing on the other side of the room and the floor is lava, right? And we put all these pillows down on the ground and we like hopping on the pillow. You get all the way to me, you give me a hug because you don't step. But if you take 8 of them pillows out, it's hard to freaking give me a hug. You falling in that lava. So we tell our guys the same thing, like step by step, all those things matter. Even if you take a step backwards, it's still a step backwards. We can learn from it, right? So we just could try not to skip anything, trying to move towards our target and understanding today's team that we are, we have to be much better when we get to January and February, right? And that's the ultimate goal. And our guys are buying into that.
Your guys' motto for the season, from what I've seen, has an edge. It's on a lot of your shirts.
Mm-hmm.
How did that show out today, and how are you going to grow on that?
Yeah, I think, the first E is energy. It's always positive energy, and I think for those guys to be able to, when things don't go as well, you can hear them saying, next play, next war. We play we got 4-minute segments. We call them wars. We try to win each one of them. So we just, if we didn't have a good one, the energy is saying positive to get to the next one. I think discipline is something that we continue to work on. I thought today we had some bad fouls where it's just undisciplined. But that happens with a new team, right? We're still working on those things. Grit, you see how we play. Everything about us is gritty. I mean, there's nothing, sometimes it's like watching paint dry out there, but guess what? That's the ball game, right? And then the last E is excellence, and for us, this was an excellent finish for us. We're happy with the result, obviously, but if you look at all the game goals that we had, Talking about defending, keeping them under 42%, did that. Talked about sharing the basketball, we did that. We talked about taking care of the basketball, we didn't do it at the level that we want. We had 12 turnovers, we want to keep it under 10. And then talked about the tempo of the game. I thought we did all the things that we're supposed to do to win the game. And when you do all those things together in that edge and that acronym, that's when you get excellence.
Everybody good?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.